Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a long time. So there's a few things that I want to talk about in this one. The first being what I've been playing this entire time. I also want to talk about what I intend to upload in the near future. And finally, I got to talk a little bit about Dark Souls 3. So, what we have here to start is some Blade Symphony. There was a pretty major balance patch, I think, since I last played, so I was eager to come back and start practicing. I doubt I'll commentate much on the gameplay at hand, because I pretty much just want to focus on the channel update. So I've been playing a lot of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas as well. I actually have a bit of Fallout New Vegas attached to the end of this video, and it's probably a good demonstration as to why I elected not to upload any of my New Vegas playthrough, because frankly, I'm probably pretty boring to watch when it comes to playing Fallout New Vegas. But I'll let you guys decide towards the end there. I might upload some Fallout for the channel in the future. I don't know, though. On top of Fallout, I've also been playing the hell out of the Metal Gear Legacy Collection. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on channel, but I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. So the Phantom Pain coming out in early September is a really big deal for me. Truth be told, I never got around to playing Metal Gear Solid 3 or 4, or Peace Walker for that matter, until recently, because first of all, I gave my old PS2 away a long time ago, and second of all, I never really owned a PS3 until kinda recently. Once I gave my PS2 away, I kinda shifted away from consoles for a really long time, and the only reason why I picked up a PS3 was to play Demon Souls and to play Dark Souls with the PS3 portion of the community. So yeah, I didn't get to play Metal Gear Solid 3, 4, or Peace Walker until I picked up the Legacy Collection quite recently. So it was important to me to beef up my Metal Gear knowledge, especially when it comes to the lore and whatnot. I had to get caught up for the Phantom Pain. I had to get myself up to speed. So that being said, one of these days, if there's any interest in the Metal Gear series on the channel, I would love to sit down and do an in-depth commentary for the Metal Gear series, kind of similar to what I did with Silent Hill 2. Speaking of Silent Hill 2, I'm not done with that series, guys. If there's anyone listening that has been waiting on the next episode of that, I apologize. A couple of things happened in regards to that. Oh, let me cut myself off. I'll come right back to this. This is the first match I've ever had in Blade Symphony where I let the timer run out. First of all, I didn't even know that time was running out. Second, I was really disappointed with myself after that match. That was way too defensive. A lot of you probably know this about my playstyle from my Souls content, but I'm a pretty aggressive player. I'm not the most aggressive player, mind you, but I'm pretty much always moving forward. Of course, I like to mix in a lot of defense, and I'd consider one of my fortes to be baiting opponents in, which is something that I do a lot in Blade Symphony, but I try to have a much better balance of offense and defense than what I demonstrated in that last round. That was almost pure defense. That was just, I was disappointed with myself after that. But moving on, Silent Hill 2. First off, I had some more problems with my PS2, the used PS2 that I got, just so I could play Silent Hill 2, mind you. So that kind of pissed me off, kind of pisses me off just talking about it actually. But I got that sorted. And on top of that, my setup for recording Silent Hill 2 is uncomfortable. I'm kind of a weirdo, man. If I'm not 100% comfortable and into the game, then chances are I'm not going to play it. So that's what's been going on with Silent Hill 2. But if there's anyone listening that's been waiting for that next episode, then I've got some good news for you, because I'm probably going to be uploading episode 4 within a week or two. I was actually kind of surprised with the turnout that I had for Silent Hill 2. I mean, I've got a very small channel with a very small Souls-focused audience, I would say. So when I released the first Silent Hill 2 video and I had something like 11 likes on it, to me, that was a big deal, right? Uploading anything non-Souls that has over 10 likes is like, oh wow, there's actually some interest for that. But anyway, I've got some more Silent Hill 2 stuff coming, so no worries there. For the last bit of the video, I want to talk a little bit about Dark Souls 3, man. We got it coming. Holy shit, I can barely believe it. I'm excited though. I'm honestly excited for Dark Souls 3. I'm not, about to jump out of my seat or anything, because it's just too far away right now. But compared to Bloodborne, at least, I am a lot more optimistic, I guess I'd say. Whenever Bloodborne was announced, really before we knew anything about it, we had some concept art, we had a few ideas on what the game was going to be like. Oh, and here's my new Vegas character. But we knew about the gun mechanics, there's going to be new parries and whatnot, but we didn't really know the full extent of how that was going to impact gameplay. There was overall just a lot of excitement, rightfully so, but I was very nervous with Bloodborne. Very, very nervous. But with Dark Souls 3, from what I've heard so far, from the portion of our community that kind of gets information ahead of time and thankfully relays what they know about the game to us, from what I've heard, Dark Souls 3 is shifting back towards more of a Dark Souls style, Dark Souls 1. Instant backstabs, very fast parries, the rolls, the movement, just the base mechanics in general for combat, from what I've heard, is shifting back towards Dark Souls. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I love Dark Souls. It's what got me so invested in the series. But that being said, I think one of the reasons why I enjoyed Dark Souls 2 as much as I did was because it was a new experience. I mean, sure, there's similarities between Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls, but the mechanics were quite drastically different. And towards the end of Dark Souls, I was burned the hell out, man. I was really ready for a new experience with Dark Souls 2. And that's what I got. And that's why I enjoyed it as long as I did. And that's why I was so tolerant of certain things for so long. So, at the same time, I would kind of prefer if Dark Souls 3 was a new experience as well. But to shift things back towards an established system, which most of us pretty much know and love, I can't be mad at that. The only thing that really concerns me is the instant backstabs, but it's far too early to tell. I would really like to speak in depth about Dark Souls 3 once we have more knowledge. But for now, I'll leave you with this, the disintegration of poor Aurelius of Phoenix. Be well, guys. I'll see you very soon.